I'm out at the airport this morning. I am meeting, I'm not flying anywhere, I'm meeting with a guy who works for Air New Zealand, Clinton Cardoza, who I've wanted to meet for some time, and the opportunity just came up in the course of him being here to catch a flight. So he mentioned something about doing a video. Let's see where that leads. I meant to snap while I was talking to Clinton and his colleague Dan. They've been over here for a holiday. It was just a good opportunity. Had a really fun conversation which they videoed for a new video series around innovation that they want to do. Very casual. They have a great camera setup. A couple of $1,000s though. I'm not sure that I can justify it, but I'll take a look at it anyway. Ooh, I'm having technolust. Mevo is what Clinton was using this morning.
Or set mevo to autopilot and let it do the live editing for you.
Okay, so I'm struggling with technolust. Very nice, neat looking little camera. The quality of the footage was amazing. You can buy this boost which gives you extra battery life. And acts like a nice little mount. Man, it looked good this morning. So the editing was amazing too. The sound quality looked good, but you know what I'm going to do? It's not cheap, right? And I mean, really, am I going to live stream? I wouldn't mind doing some live streaming or near live streaming. Does that make sense? Like from conferences and doing interviews with people as I travel around and so on. But really what I've got is probably going to do the job. So I'm just going to wait until I see the video that Clinton shot with me this morning, and then let some of the excitement come down and then revise my view. But gee, it was a nice setup. So this is Clinton's photo from his LinkedIn profile. He's obviously at a speaking event. As you can see, a pretty dynamic looking guy. He was in a Superman t-shirt today though, not quite as dressed up. So Clinton, in his own words, is not a learning and development guy. He's a digital guy. Which was probably why the whole video experience was so good this morning. Clinton also works a lot in the innovation space, does a lot with experimentation, and I would love to interview him on the podcast around the topic of learning through experimentation. As I learnt this morning, he and his colleague Dan have also been doing a stack of work with really good quality data analysis. So maybe there's 2 podcast episodes in there, I'm not sure. But it was kind of like very energizing, very refreshing to spend time with Clinton. And the interview was a lot of fun. We dug into all sorts of things about my background and how I work. And it made me realize, I guess, how broad my range of experience is these days and how willing I am to give things a go. As long as it's tied to creating value, having a business impact, being relevant, is really my thing these days. The other thing that was interesting was where Clinton started the conversation with me was around content production. He sort of said to me, "You're producing a lot of content these days." And I don't really think of myself as a content producer. I think of myself as a change agent and transformer. But in the process of spreading the message about transformation of learning and development, I have indeed become a content producer. So let's talk a little bit today about what that looks like. On the weekend, I built myself what I'm calling a promotion planner, but it's basically a content planner, and I'm trying to streamline things. So I created a theme for each quarter, which I'll focus on, some what I call limelight events. So things I already know I'll be doing or involved in, which create an opportunity for some focus around my content. And then recurring things. So I'm actually producing a monthly newsletter. I want to do a monthly mail out as well. I've got my podcasts, what I learned videos. I want to start doing bi-monthly webinars, a dangerous blog once a quarter, and playing around with this idea for something called a visual jam. The visual jam came up in my last mentoring session with Katie Mack, who helps me with, blogging, promotion, all sorts of aspects of content and profile. And we got talking about my love of visual content and someone I know who does great kind of sketch notes. So I'm hoping that this person might get together with me once a month and we talk about what I've been learning, what I've been working on, things that I'm kind of thinking about, and maybe she does some sort of sketch for that, which we do as a collaborative effort. So let's see if that comes off or not. That'd be kind of fun. Then what I did for each month, I created a little calendar. So I've got my theme, whatever the quarterly theme is, specific goals or moments for the month around content and promotion and profile. And then I've kind of laid things out. So the podcast, for instance, is out every second week. I want to do an article here. I've got the newsletter in as a regular thing. The What I Learned video is a regular thing. So a mix of regular things plus special events. 4th of January, for instance, I'm drawing prize winners for my professional development mentoring competition. And of course, what I don't have on that calendar is my daily vlogging, which I'd like to keep up. And my intent with the vlogging, since I've started again 3 days ago, is to focus on one aspect of my work and just vlog about that every day rather than try to kind of make it the full story of my day. So today it's all about this idea of content production and what that looks like, and how I'm working on that. So for the moment I'm on Snapchat. My colleague and friend Helen Blunden tells me that LinkedIn is going to introduce a stories feature, and I think because that's where most of the people I am interacting with, speaking to, wanting to communicate with are, that I will probably move over to LinkedIn stories, so long as I can download my story at the end of every day, because I want to keep this as a history of my work and to reuse it as content. So one thing I've realised, now I'm getting kind of a bit more systematized. I'm starting to put processes in place for content production, which I must document. I think it's time for me to get someone to help me with this, because I could get very tied up in content production, which is good in terms of being a change agent, getting a message out. It's good marketing, at least I hope it's good marketing because I'm putting the effort in, but it's not revenue generating in the near term, and I need to make sure I've got capacity to deliver on my client work as a priority. So I think I'm ready for a part-time assistant to help with some of the sort of content publishing, if not creation, and maybe reuse of content in smart ways, some of the editing and so on. So I'm going to sit down. My priority now is to write up a short position description that I can go and talk to a few agencies, and maybe even some individuals, reach out through my network to see if I can. My daughter Jess, who's looking, she's in the background here, she can hear me snapping away vlogging, has just said, "Mum, use me." So I might try using her while she is on school holidays, which are coming up, just to get some of the processes down pat, if nothing else, if she's got the capacity to do it, because she is extremely good, in particular with video editing, and has just won an award at school for media arts, which I'm pretty impressed with. So I'm going to say bye for the day. That's my vlogging done. I'm going to sit down right now and start drafting a position description for someone to support me with all of this content management and publishing.